Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing well. In the last video of class 12th, we have gone through the various tools used in RDT, that is a recombinant DNA technology, and we have seen that how restriction enzymes, well known as molecular seizures, work. We were about to discuss vectors in the next video, but before that we should be acquainted with a technique which involves restriction enzymes and was an important tool for analyzing genomes, and it is also the next topic in your course book. So let's start. The technique which we are going to discuss is RFLP, stands for restriction fragment length polymorphism. So restriction stands for the restriction enzymes which we have seen, which are used to cut the double stranded DNA at specific sites. Fragment length are the fragments which are obtained from the cutting of these REs. And what polymorphism is? Poly means many and morph means forms. So these are the many forms of the gene which are present on the same locus at the chromosome and within a given population. So genetic polymorphism are defined as the occurrence of multiple alleles at a locus where at least two alleles occur with a frequency greater than 1%. It is a discontinuous genetic variation that results in different forms or type of individuals among the members of a single species, which you can see over here. So informally, the term mutation is often used to refer to a harmful genome variation. So you can say that this is a mutation. No. Mutation is a variation that is associated with a specific human disease, while the word polymorphism implies a variation that is neither harmful nor beneficial. However, scientists are now learning that many polymorphisms actually do affect a person's characteristics though in more complex and sometimes unexpected ways. So example of polymorphism is one of the example is single nucleotide polymorphisms or SNPs. Single changes in one allele of a gene responsible for a variety of metabolic processes including enzymatic metabolism. So in this polymorphisms, the genes contain abnormal pairs of multiples or abnormal alleles leading to altered enzyme function. And differences in enzyme activity occur at different rates according to the racial group. Restriction fragment length polymorphism or RFLP is a technique which organisms may be differentiated by analysis of patterns derived from cleavage of their DNA. It is a technique that exploits variations in homologous DNA sequences. So here you can see there are two DNA strands taken from different individual A and individual B, and these are the restriction sites present within the DNA. So you can see here in individual A there is a difference between the restriction site. So these differences are exploited in the technique of RFLP. A restriction fragment length polymorphism is defined by the existence of alternative alleles associated with restriction fragment that differ in size from each other. Simply, the variations in the restriction DNA fragment lengths between individuals of a species is called RFLP. So the basic technique of identifying such restriction fragment length polymorphisms involve first of all fragmenting a sample DNA with a restriction enzyme, which can recognize and cut DNA wherever a specific short sequence occurs in a process known as restriction digest. So the first step would be to analyze the DNA through RFLP is to digest it with the concerned restriction enzymes. So the resulting DNA fragments are then separated by length through a process known as agarose gel electrophoresis and transferred to a membrane via the Southern blot procedure. So after digesting the DNA, what we have done? We have transferred that DNA fragments onto an agarose gel electrophoresis, where they are separated according to their sizes and then transferred to a membrane through Southern blotting procedure. So Southern blot is nothing but it is the technique of transferring of the DNA from gel to the membrane. After that, hybridization of the membrane bound DNA with the DNA probe, which determines the length of the fragments which are complementary to the probe. So an RFLP occurs when the length of a detected fragment varies between individual, like this. Here it is digested by the restriction enzyme, both of the DNA of individual A and individual B, and here you can see the different fragments have been obtained. Here this fragment and here this fragment. Okay, so there is the difference in the fragment length. Although now largely obsolete due to the rise of inexpensive DNA sequencing technologies, RFLP analysis was the first DNA profiling technique inexpensive enough to seek widespread application. Here is a schematic representation of the technique. The DNA extraction, that is the DNA is extracted from the organism and it is now amplified with the help of PCR. Why amplification is done? Because the amount of the DNA is very less which is to be analyzed. To get the result of the analysis accurately, we have to have multiple fragments of the same DNA. So after amplifying the DNA, it is digested with the restriction enzymes, and the various restriction fragments which are obtained is separated via gel electrophoresis, and after that it is being detected by transferring it to the membrane where probes are bound, and that probes are giving the signals for the later detection. So now we are coming to the uses of RFLP. So RFLP has various uses. First of all, disease diagnosis. So whenever through the RFLP, the scientists or the researchers could find a mutant gene which is causing the disease. Genetic mapping. So in genetic mapping experiments also, the technique of RFLP can be exploited for finding the different genes and the location of their occurrence on the chromosome. Forensic science. In forensic science, the DNA fingerprinting technique is used, which is the RFLP, and used for the identification of the suspect of the crime. Genetically modified organisms, paternity testing to trace the ancestry, personal identification, plant breeding programs, and characterization of genetic diversity. Also RFLP used for species identification. So case study 1. It is terminal restriction fragment length polymorphism. So what is TRFLP basically is? So TRFLP is one of the technique, molecular biology technique that aimed to generate a fingerprint of an unknown microbial community. This method was first described by Liu and colleague in 1997, which employed the amplification of the 16S rDNA target gene from the DNA of several isolated bacteria as well as the environmental sample. So the method is based on digesting a mixture of PCR amplified variants of a single gene using one or more restriction enzymes and then detecting the size of each individual resulting terminal fragments. So the same technique is being used here for the identification of the microbial community from the environment. Case study 2. So here it is the missing strawberries. So what is the problem? Problem is strawberries are missing from the school garden. For example, you all have a school garden and you have planted the strawberry plants. So while the season of harvesting, you found that the strawberries are missing from the garden. So what will you do? You will go for the search. So the search led to 5 people with strawberries. So now how can you identify that these strawberries are the same which were grown in the garden? So let's see. What will be your experimental strategy? So first of all, to isolate the DNA from the strawberries. So we all know that there are unique nucleotide sequences in the DNA. So every organism has characteristics. Every organism's characteristics are determined by its specific order of nucleotides. For example, human, the DNAs from two associated unrelated individuals are 99.9% identical. It is the small number of differences in DNA sequence between two people that may make us different. So no two people except identical twins will have exactly the same DNA. The same is true for the other organisms, even for strawberries. So you will isolate the DNA and then use RFLP analysis to compare garden strawberry plant DNA to the suspect strawberries. So here what will you do? You will cut with the restriction enzymes. Here only a part of the DNA is being represented. It is not the whole DNA of the strawberry, but it is a smaller part we have taken. So two fragments are generated, fragment 1 and fragment 2. Now the DNAs are the fragments which are obtained by the restriction digestion can be isolated can be separated by the gel electrophoresis. Now we have obtained allele for say allele 1 and allele 2 from a strawberry DNA. So this is fragment A1 and this is fragment A12. Here it is one echo R1 site and here in this length there is no echo R1 site. So this whole fragment will remain intact, whereas in allele 1 we will get 2 fragments. So here in the gel it will be shown that allele 1 in which lane the allele 1 DNA was run. So there were 2 fragments present and in the lane where allele 2 was run, only one single fragment we have obtained. Now this RFLP profile of the obtained of suspect strawberry DNA will be compared with the RFLP profile of the garden DNA, which for say you have kept there in your library. So you will match there, and if it matches with that of the garden strawberry, you can say that this strawberry is from your garden. Now case study 3, DNA fingerprinting, which is used in the forensic science. So let's say 2 individuals DNA or 2 types of DNA were found in the crime spot. This DNA is from the individual A and this DNA is from the individual B. Both are the suspect. So now we are digesting it with restriction enzyme and the separate fragments were obtained. So these RFLP profile, these all fragments obtained from the DNA of an individual A is the RFLP profile of that individual, and these all DNA obtained from the individual B, is the RFLP profile of the individual B. So this RFLP profile will be matched with the repository RFLP profile of the criminal. So if it matches, then individual A is the A will be the culprit, and if it matches with individual B, then individual B will be the culprit. So like this, the RFLP technique is used in various field, but due to its some negative aspects, it has not been used extensively. So first of all, it is very tedious and slow, and it requires large amount of DNA, and the process can take up to take a very longer period of time, we can say up to a full month to complete. So for these limitations, RFLP technique are not used nowadays more frequently. So that's all with this video. Thank you all for watching my video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. And in the comment section, you can suggest on which topics you want the videos first. So I will try to make videos on those topic first, rather than going by topic wise as in the given in the books. Thank you all.